The ability to conjure force lightning is one of the most ferocious and brutal powers one under the command of the dark side can possess. The ability has been a favorite of Sith Lords over the generations, and those privy to the great power exuded by these individuals experienced a pain they would not soon forget. But are other individuals more cemented in the light able to produce such a power while not under the influence of the dark side? The answer is not so simple, and various highly intelligent and powerful Force users in the Star Wars universe have given conflicting answers. To begin with an explanation, I want to explore a demonstration mainly seen by Yoda when he was able to absorb and deflect the Emperor's Force lightning. When Yoda did this, he himself was not responsible for the great energy and production of the lightning, but was rather using his body and the Force to absorb its power, then guide it back out. This ability is known as Terminus, and was also displayed by Darth Vader in Empire Strikes Back when he deflected Han Solo's blaster fire. Vader wasn't actually deflecting the blaster bolts, he was absorbing its energy, rendering the attack non-lethal. The most skilled Jedi and Sith with this power displayed a feat that was near impossible, showcasing that they could actually catch lightsaber blades. This is most notably seen when Satele Shan was put under extreme stress and caught Malgus's blade before it was able to pierce her chest. But what about actually Jedi producing the power, or at least something similar to it? There is an ability referred to as Electric Judgement, who according to Plo Koon did not require anger or aggression to wield. While the ability does produce sparks of lightning, it is exponentially less damaging than traditional Sith lightning, and in almost all cases is non-lethal. The ability seems to render subjects unconscious more than anything else, and doesn't seem to carry any permanent side effects. So although this power is somewhat similar to Force lightning, it is far from the actual thing. So the time has come to answering the big question: have any Jedi ever been capable of using such an aggressive and destructive power? Well, it depends on who you ask. According to Darth Plagueis, no, it's not possible for a Jedi to ever wield true Sith lightning at its fullest extent. A quote from Plagueis explains this: "A Jedi sufficiently strong enough in the Force can be trained to produce a facsimile, but not true Sith lightning, which, unabated, has the power not only to incapacitate or kill, but to physically transform the victim. Force lightning requires strength of a sort only a Sith can command, because we accept consequence and reject compassion. To do so requires a thirst for power that is not easily satisfied. The Force tries to resist the callings of ravenous spirits, therefore it must be broken and made a beast of burden. It must be made to answer one's will, but the Force cannot be treated differentially. In order to summon and use lightning properly, you will someday have to be on the receiving end of its power, as a means of taking the energy inside yourself." So based off of these comments, Plagueis believed Jedi could only mock or mimic what they had seen, and that the natural power of the dark side and the Sith would never be attainable unless they truly gave in to desiring power and their own goals, abandoning the way of the Jedi. In almost every way, in fact, according to Plagueis, the ability went against what a Jedi stood for, and was thus unattainable by their ranks. Plagueis also mentions that one has to be privy to the ability before they can truly master it, realizing what it is like and fully understanding its power and pain. So who are the people in Star Wars that would disagree with Plagueis' evaluation of the power? Well, for one, Jedi Battle Master Kyle Katarn. Kyle Katarn did in fact use an ability that he called Force Lightning, and believed that no one ability was inherently on its own good or bad, just more aggressive than others. Similarly to the way fire is, fire, if not controlled responsibly, can consume and destroy nearly everything it touches, but if used in a responsible manner becomes a tool that lights the places that are most hard to see. Katarn thought that although the ability may drive him close to the edge of the light, he was firmly enough cemented in his beliefs that he could reach into the dark side of the Force and utilize powers and abilities less certain individuals could not. Plagueis would have simply chalked this up to Kyle imitating the ability and believing that truly experiencing the full extent of Force lightning was something no one affiliated with the light could ever hope to achieve. Luke Skywalker in the EU was also a character that could use what he considered to be Force lightning, and it was said to be very powerful and destructive. In theory, if a certain Jedi held a very strong natural gift with the power, they would have an easier time achieving it, or at least something like it. Darth Bane believed that some are gifted with special natural powers when concerning certain powers in the Force, and with having this natural gift allowed them to develop more quickly with certain abilities. Something like this may make sense as to why someone like Kyle Katarn is able to use Force lightning. An oddity in Star Wars concerning the ability is Starkiller or Galen Marek, who used the power after proclaiming himself a Jedi and returning to the light side of the Force. The reason for this, I believe, is that although Galen did in fact turn to the light, he was far from a Jedi, still being capable of the power due to long sessions practicing with it and still being motivated in large part by hatred for Vader. So there you have it. Even in-universe, it really depends on who you ask. Thank you for Fact-Free for inspiration for this video. I hope I offered a little bit of a different viewpoint. If you want to check out his video on it, link is in the description. So how do you feel about the power? I feel as though there will be quite a few differing opinions. Do you side with Darth Plagueis and believe the ability is simply too inherently aggressive and dark, and that Jedi who claim to use it are simply mimicking its power? Or do you side with the likes of Katarn and Luke Skywalker and believe the power can be used but only by someone who is fully devoted to their beliefs and are aware of all the consequences that come with the power? Thanks as always so much for watching, may the Force be with you, and have a great day.